Hello everyone, it's great to be back with another video on my YouTube channel. Today what I want to do is break down my marathon training. As many of you know, I'm planning to do the Sydney Marathon, which from now is in just over 2 weeks, which is crazy. Before I talk about my training, I want to tell you why I decided to do the marathon. So this might not be the best answer to the question, but before I didn't want to do a marathon, I would have been in like November of last year saying, nah, there's no way I'm doing it. But the reason I decided to do it eventually was because there was a really good deal for the Sydney Marathon of 2024, where it cost $42.20 to get in, which is, yeah, exactly the distance in kilometers, 42.2 kilometers. So I was like, how can I resist that? Yeah, I signed up and was like, okay, I guess I'm doing the marathon. But it didn't strike me until maybe 1 or 2 weeks later, yeah, where I realized, oh, I really have to train for this. This is really big. Yeah, I guess a better answer to the question of why I decided to do the marathon is because the marathon is, I guess, such a big goal to set. I know I'm a very fit person, but this is the first time I've ever committed to training for something really big. Yeah, and I wanted to see if I could do it and yeah, put in the hard work and stay consistent. Yeah, which I have, yeah, leading up to now. And without further ado, let's break down my marathon training. The first tip I have is to build an aerobic base before gradually increasing the weekly volume. In the earlier months of this year, I wasn't doing very much weekly. I was doing like 30 kilometers a week. Yeah, but the main thing I wanted to do with that was to be consistent. And the point of an aerobic base is, I guess, to do 80% of your runs easy, 20% of your runs fast, which, yeah, is a rule that, yeah, I've been sticking to pretty well. Yeah, and there are many benefits to an aerobic base. Before you eventually increase the weekly volume to train for bigger things like the marathon. It just prevents you from getting injured, yeah, and helps you to develop consistent patterns with running. Yeah, around April, yeah, or May, I started to increase my weekly volume. Yeah, I was going like to the 40s, yeah, stuck to that pretty well, and then to the 50s. Yeah, maybe I dropped back a little bit, but from June I started to increase all the way to like 70 to 80 kilometers. Yeah, and that's been going really well. Thanks to the aerobic base I've built, yeah, I haven't been getting major injuries, which is great. Yeah, the second tip that I want to share, consistency. I'm doing like 70 to 80 kilometers a week on average, which is what I've been doing for about 2 months now. I will extend on this tip by saying that we're all at different stages and have different goals for the marathon. And some people will choose to do maybe less than that, from as little as 50 to 60 kilometers, whereas others who are more experienced and are looking to crush really big goals will do maybe at least 100 kilometers a week. So yeah, I'm definitely not at that stage. My third tip is to have a mix of speed sessions, easy runs and long runs. So like even at 70 to 80 kilometers a week, I'm still trying to stick to that aerobic base rule by having most of my runs, 80% of them, well, easy. Or at least I go by heart rate. And yeah, zone 2, you want to be training at zone 2 for most of the time. For the speed sessions, I pick maybe a particular day, or sometimes 2 to do them. Yeah, but they're the ones that don't make up a really huge percentage, yeah, of my training week. The long runs I've been doing on a fortnightly basis, which, yeah, I think is okay. Like other people will probably do 1 long run a week, but I feel like, yeah, doing every fortnight is enough. And people have said that as long as I can run 30 kilometers, which, yeah, I've done quite a few times, yeah, I should be good for the marathon. Another useful tip that just came into my mind is strength training. Yeah, the reason why I'm able to keep running, keep training, is not because I do those easy runs, it's because I strength train. I strengthen the leg muscles, the core especially. Yeah, and that keeps me from injury. So yeah, strengthening the muscles around the bone, around the joints, yeah, it can really help prevent injury. I also heard it increases bone density. If you, for example, do calves, it will build the calf muscles around. Sorry, I just had to stop because there's a cat who was just meowing at me. I want some attention. I'll be back in a sec. Oh, hello. Hello. So if you do calf raises, for instance, I guess it builds the calf muscles, but also reduces the risk of getting shin splints or stress fractures. Yeah, so my next tip is to have good recovery. Obviously I'm not going to be training every day, and I pick to train like 4 to 5 days a week. Currently today is my rest day, so I'm in the park now just chilling, filming this video, and I'm going to do a little walk, do some Father's Day shopping a little bit later. For recovery, it's not just take 2 days off running for me. It's also like to do with stretching. Sometimes I do like 2-minute cold plunges in my pool, because currently in winter it's very cold, and I guess perfect for reducing like muscle soreness or how long you're gonna have it for. Obviously I'm not always the best with recovery. I do always stretch before a run, but sometimes I won't stretch after. I mean, that's always something that I can improve upon. And speaking of things to improve upon, there are some things in my marathon training that I've been neglecting, and I'll just share a few of those things now. The one thing that could be improved upon is my nutrition. I feel like during the week I don't eat as much as I should be eating. I'm burning a lot more calories, but my appetite remains the same. I'm not the kind of person who has an insatiable appetite. I eat the usual 3 meals a day and maybe have some snacks in between. But I feel like with marathon training I should be eating at least 4. Also nutrition during a long run. I haven't been doing that well either with that. They do recommend to take energy gels while running, but I haven't really been doing that. I've only been doing that only once ever. I've only tried 1 energy gel throughout my marathon training. And for my last long run, I'm going to try some gels so I can at least practice. I thought the energy gels only contained electrolytes, but I realized only recently that they're also a carbohydrate source. During my long runs, I've been, surviving on pickle juice, which does have, I guess, the sodium, some of the electrolytes, but not the carbohydrate source, unfortunately. So I gotta, look into that. And honestly, I'm not too worried about that because, I've been doing well in my long runs to survive just on pickle juice and water. Another thing I could be doing better is, getting consistent sleep, and obviously enough, because there are some days, where I, don't get enough sleep. For a while, I've also had this race goal of doing the marathon in under 4 hours, but people have recently said that I can do better than that, so I've updated my goal to maybe 3 hours 45. But really, I don't want to put too much pressure on myself because you never know how you're gonna go. Really depends on things like the weather. If it's too hot, maybe I won't go as fast. I guess people know that I'm capable of to go a bit faster, so I will take that into consideration. So those are all the tips that I wanted to share with you. I hope you found this helpful, and that if you want to do a marathon in the future, that those tips will help. I've really found marathon training to be so much fun overall. It's been an amazing process, and if you want to do a marathon in the future, it's definitely not impossible. If you put in the hard work, it will definitely pay off, and you will surprise yourself because you're probably more capable than you think. This is, I guess, something that the marathon training teaches you about yourself, that we're more capable than we think. I've started walking now, so I am gonna wrap up the video, gonna go shopping, and buy those energy gels for the long run. Thank you for watching, guys, and stay tuned for more awesome videos like this.